Now we come to the next force, that is the bargaining power of buyers. In industry analysis, as I told you earlier also, buyers are usually organizations or businesses that purchase products and services from producers for resale, further processing, or large scale consumption. In a strict Porter's five forces analysis, the focus is primarily on industry distributors, wholesalers, automobile dealers, government agencies, hospitals, large operators, large corporate customers, um, and businesses, etc. Buyer power refers to the ability of these buyers to influence price, demand better quality, low price, and request of additional services, negotiate favorable terms, or pressure suppliers for additional services or concessions. So, buyers usually want the same product at a low price with better quality, terms, and conditions. When buyers possess strong bargaining power, they can force firms to compete more aggressively, reduce prices, improve quality, and provide greater value. As buyer power increases, now buyers are who? They are purchasing from another industry. They are purchasing raw material, they are purchasing other supplies, components, equipments, facilities, services, etc. So, as buyer power increases, the supplier industry profitability generally declines. Those who are supplying the products, that is generally declining, because producers have to sacrifice, the supplier industry has to sacrifice the margins to satisfy buyer demands. Now, several factors are there that determine the strength of buyer power. How buyers become very strong? How are they able to bargain? The first factor is purchase volume. When the buyer industry purchases large quantities of the supplier industry's product, they become strategically important to suppliers and gain stronger negotiation power. The second factor is buyer concentration. When a small number of buyers buy a large proportion of industry sales, suppliers' industry sale, their bargaining power increases significantly. Because few buyers are there and they are purchasing almost all the output of the industry, supplier industry. The third factor is the threat of backward integration. Backward integration occurs when buyers have the capability to produce the product themselves instead of purchasing it from suppliers. We will discuss we will discuss the backward integration in detail in corporate strategies. The fourth factor involves switching cost. Again, it is very interesting. When buyers can easily switch from one supplier to another supplier without significant cost or operational disruption, their bargaining power increases substantially. The fifth factor is product differentiation. If competing products appear similar, and supplier industry is not able to provide the perception of differentiation or actual differentiation in products, then buyers perceive little difference among suppliers and buyer powers become strong. Supplier A, if not available, supplier B would be available. Another important factor is the importance of the purchase to the buyer's business. When purchased inputs represent a significant portion of the buyer's total cost. Here, buyers is purchasing 1000 units from the supplier, and that 1000 units has substantial cost of the total product. Then they want to negotiate more. They become highly price sensitive in that case. And being price sensitive, they want lower prices and negotiate aggressively. A strong buyer power often forces the supplier firms to improve efficiency, enhance quality, strengthen differentiation, develop closer customer relationship or buyer supplier buyer relationship, etc. If weak buyer power is there, it allows supplier firms greater flexibility, we'll say, in pricing and profitability. Therefore, understanding buyer power helps the strategists and the managers to develop effective, competitive, and marketing strategies. Let us now examine buyer power in technology industry as we have done with the new entrants. Here the most influential buyers are often large corporate customers, government agencies, financial institutions, telecommunications companies, multinational organizations which are purchasing technology solutions on a large scale. Unlike FMCG market, I'll say, technology purchases frequently involve long-term contracts, customized solutions, technical supports, and system integration requirements, requiring huge investment on the part of the buyer. So many technology products become deeply embedded within organizational operations. Once a company, that is buyer company, once a company adopts a particular enterprise software system or cloud platform or database architecture or cybersecurity framework, switching to another provider may involve substantial cost, operational disruptions also, and retraining expenses on the employees as well as implementation challenges. So these high switching costs reduce buyer power and strengthen supplier positions. However, large enterprise customers still possess considerable bargaining power because of the size of their purchase. Companies negotiating multi-million dollar, multi-million rupees software licenses or cloud computing contracts can demand customized solutions, service guarantees, technical support, and favorable pricing arrangements. Buyers can also compare competing platforms through evaluations, demonstrations, benchmarking studies, pilot projects, etc. So, technological companies therefore face the challenge of balancing innovation with customer retention. Companies such as Microsoft, Oracle, SAP, Amazon Web Services, Salesforce continuously develop integrated ecosystems because stronger ecosystems increase customer dependence and reduce bargaining power. This clearly shows that buyer power exists in technology industries as well, although it is moderated by switching cost, technical complexity, and long term customer relationship. Let us now understand buyer's power in the FMCG industry. In this industry, the most significant buyers are not individual consumers but businesses, large retail chains, supermarkets, wholesalers, distributors, e commerce platforms, etc. Companies such as DMart, companies such as Reliance Retail, Spencer's, Walmart, Amazon, Flipkart, all these purchase products in very large quantities and therefore possess substantial bargaining power because these buyers account for significant sales volumes. FMCG manufacturers often depend on them for a market access and distribution. Large retailers frequently negotiate lower prices, promotional allowances, advertising support, better credit terms, and preferential delivery arrangements. The growing popularity of private label products has strengthened buyer power even further. Retail chains can introduce their own brand of biscuits, snacks, packaged goods directly with established manufacturer. So this backward integration gives additional leverage during negotiations. As a result, we can say that FMCG companies such as Hindustan Unilever, Nestle, ITC, Britannia, Dabur, and many more invest continuously in branding, product differentiation, consumer loyalty, etc. Strong brands reduce retailer power because customers or consumers specifically demand those products. So, the strategic objective of FMCG firms is therefore to create consumer preferences strong enough that retailers cannot easily replace their products with competing alternatives. This explains why branding and market presence remain critical source of competitive advantage in the FMCG industry. Let us now examine the third force in the industry environment, namely the bargaining power of suppliers. Suppliers are companies that provide raw material, components, services, technology, equipments, or other inputs, different types of inputs. required by a company. Supplier power refers to the ability of the suppliers to influence prices, quality, delivery conditions, and contractual terms, but in the opposite direction as of buyers. When suppliers possess strong bargaining power, they can demand higher prices, reduce discounts, impose stricter terms, limit the availability of critical inputs also, or just outrightly communicate not to sell to a given buyer. So, as supplier power is increasing in any industry, industry profitability generally declines because firms face higher input cost and reduced flexibility. So, your industry, if you are in any industry and suppliers are, you are getting supplies from another industry, supplier power is increasing, your industry profitability generally declines because now the industry companies have to face higher input cost and low flexibility. Now what are those sources, what are those forces which determine the strength of supplier power? Why suppliers become so powerful that they are able to impact the industry? The first factor is supplier concentration. Supplier concentration is when only a few suppliers serve many buyers. Suppliers gain significant bargaining powers. So, your industry, the industry which is purchasing the supplies, have numerous buyers, but suppliers are very few. The second factor is product uniqueness. Supplier industry's product is so unique and important for you that you cannot forego that. If suppliers provide specialized or differentiated inputs, that cannot be easily replaced, and buyers become more dependent on them. So, the company may face the heat from the buyer's bargaining power also and supplier's bargaining power also. The third factor is the threat of forward integration. Forward integration occurs when suppliers have the capability to enter the buyer's industry and compete directly. This integration again I will discuss in detail in um, corporate strategies. But if the suppliers are able to enter into your industry as a new entrant, then they have this stronghold in the form of having the supplies. They will create a lot of disturbance in the industry with increasing competition. The fourth factor involves switching cost. When changing supplies or changing suppliers requires time, energy, money, technical adjustments, operational disruptions, supplier power increases, and the switching cost also increases. The fifth factor is the importance of supplier's input. If a component or technology or raw material is critical to the buyer's marketplace success or buyer's product quality, buyer's production process, or competitive advantage, the suppliers gain additional leverage. Supplier power becomes especially important in industries that depend on scarce resources, advanced technology, or specialized expertise. Now let us examine supplier power in the technology industry. Unlike FMCG techno- unlike unlike FMCG, technology companies often depend on specialized components, advanced softwares, semiconductor chips, cloud infrastructure, and highly skilled technical expertise. In many cases, these critical inputs are supplied by relatively small number of specialized firms. For example, advanced semiconductor manufacturing is concentrated among a limited number of global players. We all know that, giving those suppliers substantial influence. Similarly, we can say providers of specialized software platforms, cloud services, or intellectual property can exercise significant bargaining power. Switching suppliers in technological or technology industry can be very expensive and disruptive. A company that has built products around a specific chip architecture, say for example, a specific cloud platform, a specific software ecosystem, may face technical and operational challenges. Supplier innovation, on the other hand, also plays a great role because technology suppliers uh, often drive the pace of industry change. For example, we can say advancements in semiconductor technology can influence the capabilities of smartphones, computers, AI systems, cloud services across the entire industry. As a result, we can say supplier power in technology industry is frequently high and can become a major strategic concern for buyer companies. Now we come to the supplier power in FMCG industry, which is entirely different from technological company. FMCG companies rely on agricultural commodities, packaging materials, chemicals, basic manufacturing inputs. In most cases, these inputs are available from a large number of suppliers, which reduces supplier power. For example, a food manufacturer can often source wheat, sugar, edible oil, packaging material, multiple other uh, small ingredients from hundreds of suppliers across different regions because alternative supplies are available. Companies can switch sources more easily if price becomes unfavorable. This creates relatively low switching cost and weakness in supplier bargaining power. However, supplier power can increase when specific ingredients become scarce or when commodity prices rise sharply. For instance, fluctuations in the prices of edible oil, cocoa, coffee, or other ingredients which are specialized in nature for different types of products can often create uh, considerable negotiation power. Even then, we can say that large FMCG firms often retain considerable negotiation power. because they purchase enormous amount, enormous volumes, and can diversify their supplier base also. Companies such as Hindustan Unilever, Nestle, ITC, Dabur, and many more typically manage extensive supplier networks to reduce in dependence on any supplier source or any single source. That's why we know that supplier power in FMCG is often described as low to moderate rather than very high. So, conclude with we can say that threat of new entrants, bargaining power of buyers, bargaining power of suppliers are very strong forces which operate in a given industry, and these are having different kinds of influences in different industries. These are a few references for you to go through, and that's all for today's discussion. Thank you.